Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Well, I know you're used to seeing me in a suit, but guess what? It's the first day of summer, and we're at Coney Island, of all places. Historic, iconic Coney Island. So here I am, casual and with sunglasses on. And right over there is the famous parachute jump, which is no longer a ride that's in operation. So what do I want to talk to you about today? Well, the next series of videos that we're going to put up are going to be about how your brain works and how your brain works in relation to anxiety and stress. Because that is what I am finding that people are greatly concerned with and greatly affected by. So I'd like to start off by talking about a guy that many of you have probably heard of, Ivan Pavlov. So what does Ivan Pavlov have to do with stress? Well, Ivan Pavlov was a psychologist in the early 20th century, and he's the guy who really founded the field of psychology known as behaviorism. If you recall his groundbreaking experiment, by the way, for which he won a Nobel Prize, was with his dogs, with his German Shepherds. And what he did with them is that he made their salivary glands stand out so they can be seen very readily. And he trained them. He would ring a bell, the dogs would come, he'd give them some meat, and they would salivate all over the place. Ring the bell, give them some meat, they would salivate all over the place. But after a while, he just rang the bell and they would salivate. Rang the bell and they would salivate because they had built in a neural pattern in their brain. They grooved in neural pathways so that when they get stimuli of ringing the bell, they would automatically salivate. In fact, he would just have to reach for the bell and they would salivate. Well, what's so interesting about all this is this was way before the science of neuroscience, where now we actually know that the brain makes these connections and grooves them in so that we can perform things other than consciously, without any conscious thinking about them. And guess what? Our behavior has similarities to that of the dog, because behaviorism became a practice of psychology for humans. So we learn just like those dogs learn. Stimuli, response. Stimuli, response. And once we learn that stimuli response, then we just need a glimmer of that trigger, and boom, we go into response mode. And when we talk about anxiety and stress, we have learned quite beautifully to respond with anxiety and stress to certain stimuli. And it happens outside of our conscious awareness. So that at one point in our lives, something that created a stress or created an anxiety, and maybe it happened once, the emotional response was big, in which case we grooved in those patterns immediately, or maybe it happened a number of times and we grooved in that response. So that now it happens all the time and we are not aware of it. We are not aware of it at all. So the first step to regulating, managing, and reducing our anxiety and stress is to raise it out of the other than conscious space and to be aware of when it's happening and to be aware that we are in a state of anxiety and stress. Because once we're aware, we can do something about it. So awareness is the number one rule of regulating your anxiety and stress and lower. And we'll be back with more rules.